Hello Scorpio, a very warm welcome to Quarter Moon Tarot channel and a very warm welcome to your reading for the month of September. Let's see what September has in store for Scorpio. What does September bring for Scorpio? Let's see. That's your first week card, second week, third week, and the fourth week of September. So in the beginning of September, you have this card of intention. It's telling you to, what is it that you're operating from? What is your intention for anything, for wanting something, for giving up something? It talks of being very clear in your head. What is it that you want and what is it that you don't want? And the intention should be a pure one. It's like, because you feel that is going to be the best thing for you, not for any reason, but it's just overall in general you feel that this is something which is it doesn't cause anybody or yourself any harm. You're wanting it because you feel your well-being depends on that, right? Something is ready to hatch. Okay, we've got the egg over here, but whatever, before it comes to life, you need to be very, very clear. And with the owl over here, right, with the owl over here, it's all about looking into the future and also looking into the darker aspects of things, wanting things from a clear place, from a healthy place. We have the Empress. She is the mother figure. Time to take action, give birth to your dreams. So your dreams are in the process of bearing fruit, of becoming real, right? And we have the King of Swords over here, but there is something you need to think through. You need to take the right decision, because that is the logical thing to do, that is the ethical thing to do, that is the truthful, honest thing you think for yourself. You're taking those decisions because you are in complete honesty with yourself, that yes, this is my truth, this is my reality, this is what I think it should be. And based on that, you're thinking in a very unbiased manner and communicating clearly with yourself and being very practical. This is not the time to be emotional. It's time to see and it's time to think about what you would really want, because something is knocking on your door, Scorpio. You got the Emperor. So you got two masculine energy cards, and you've got the Emperor and the Empress, and between them is your thought process. This is the the universal masculine energy, this is the universal feminine energy, and placed so appropriately from my perspective, because this is on my left and this is on my right. And here, Scorpio, that's your thought process. That is what you are thinking, and what is it that you should be doing, and what is the decision you need to take. You need to be in complete control of the situation, because something is there, coming for you, which is going to give you a lot of abundance and joy. But you also need to, think through certain things very clearly for yourself. You should be very clear in your head about, there is something you need that clarity for before something, comes your way. And I think, it's different for all of us. I mean, rather, it's different for each and every one of you. But you also need to, whatever thinking you need to do, you have to do it in a very clear-cut manner and in a very unemotional way. It's not about, catering to your happiness, unhappiness, or let's say, taking the emotional quotient. Why? Because emotions keep changing within the day. You can feel a span of so many emotions, right? So, the emotions can go here and there and be all over the place as well. But those are not the, the parameters we need to consider when we are taking important decisions. Today, this decision can make you happy, but tomorrow the same decision may not make you very happy. So there is an important decision you need to take, coming from a clear place of intent, right? Thought through very logically, communicated to yourself or to another person very clearly. Be completely unbiased, unemotional, and very, razor sharp. There is no scope for any doubt, because that is the decision which you feel, which you will know that, all said and done, I took the right decision today. And in the future, whenever you look back, you will say that was the right decision I took. This is a decision which is not to be taken based on feelings, not how you feel. It has got to be, coming from the right place, with the right thought process, and with complete truth and honesty. See, speak openly and honestly. It's all about communication in the first week. Whether you're speaking to yourself, whether you're thinking and brainstorming with yourself or with another person, you need, to balance, you need to put a little more emphasis on the masculine aspect of this. That is the being practical aspect. It's, you are creating something. Your energy at a certain level has already created something which is on its way to you, but now, a little more thought process is required, and it has to be more practical, it has to be more doable. So, whether it is only about you or whether there's another person involved, you have to communicate very, very clearly, not based on emotions but based on what is going to be most practical for you. And it's like, it's not, you're thinking as much about yourself as you're thinking about the other person. That's what it's unbiased, right? You will give yourself as much preference and importance as you will give to the other person, because you have it in you, Scorpio, to do that. That's why you've got this card, right? So have good intention for yourself, have good intention for the other person, do the best thing for yourself and do the best thing for the other person. And that's how you're going to get a balance. And that's why it's a good idea to communicate, whatever you feel you need to communicate. We have the Wizard of Awareness in the second week. Let's see what this Wizard of Awareness is about. See, it says that you need to be a little aware of, not the time to do any action. This is the time of thinking things through. And this is the second week is all about, taking a very neutral perspective to what's happening around you. Okay, don't get too attached to what's happening, how things are happening. You just need to be a keen observer. Let things play out a little bit in the second week before you, decide anything, right? In the second week, you just need to wait and watch what's happening in and around you, Scorpio. Got the Queen of Pentacles. She's again a practical person, so you're getting cards which have more masculine energy and more pentacle energy, because you need to see, it says a sensible approach. So just, the focus, at least on the first 2 weeks, is just being practical and seeing, what can be done and what cannot be done, emotions and everything else aside. Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. See, I feel that, let me see. As you, watch and observe things around, in your environment in the second week of September, you will see that there is an opportunity coming your way. Right? So that's why, just observe how things are panning out and how things are shaping up, because it could lead to something which might not be very obvious in the first glance. It says, refuse to eat emotional poison and do your best because you want to. All right, so for some of you it could be that there is whatever is happening in the second week, it might not be to your liking, but as time goes on, you will realize that there was some potential in something which you will not be able to identify in this present moment. That's why you're getting this card of waiting and watching and being still. Look, in all the three cards, you have got people, you have got illustration where there is no movement. You're supposed to just be still, don't react, don't respond. It says refuse to eat emotional poison. See, don't get too overtly emotional about what is happening, because it's going to get very toxic for you, Scorpio. It's like you tend to absorb a whole lot of unpleasantness, right? And you tend to cater and tend to mull over things which are unpleasant and keep building it up in your head, and that is what causes the emotional poison. Scorpio is actually akin to emotional poison because it's all harboring of unpleasant emotions. So here you are being urged that don't give too much into your emotions. Do what you can do, and do it because you want to do it, and that's the best thing you can do in the second week of September. Don't give in to your emotions. Watch, observe, be a little still. When you need to do something, go ahead and do it. It's a good idea not to cater to how you are feeling about what is going to happen in the second week. It's different for everybody. These cards are not talking about the event as such. They are talking about whatever is happening. You need to distance yourself emotionally from everything and do what you are called upon to do, whether you like it or you don't like it. This card says do your best because you want to. Now I'll tell you another thing. You've got the Four of Cups over here. So emotionally you might not be feeling your very best, but there is something called doing your duty, performing the acts you're supposed to perform, doing the doing what the time demands, because you won't get that opportunity to do it again. And we should not live with that kind of regret that I wish I had a little more control on my emotions and done what I was supposed to do. We don't want to live with that either. So just go ahead, keep your emotions in your pocket for the third week. Don't open it up at all, and just do what you're supposed to do. Third week of September, we have the Commitment card. Let's see. Obviously it's talking of taking on some responsibility, committing yourself to something, and this is the time to really make that promise, because it's like the energy is flowing both ways very nicely. So go ahead and give your promise. I think you will do that. Six of Cups. The first word which came to my mind was a childhood sweetheart. For some, childhood sweetheart. For some, events connected to your life when you were a child. It talks of going back in the past, something about your siblings, something about people you met when you were in school, college, right? Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot. See, this also says going back to school. Somebody probably you knew, way back. Somebody you knew way back, reconnecting with them. And it's like to sort out a few differences, a little bit of misunderstanding. So it's a good idea to commit to clearing up whatever needs to be cleared up between you and somebody else. You'll need to put in a little bit of effort. I would say a lot of effort to make things, to take things forward towards a place where things are okay between you and someone else. There is something about a certain connection, a certain relationship, Scorpio, which needs a little work. Somebody needs to re-enter your life for clearing up any misunderstanding or anything which is pending with them. You'll need to focus on doing the right things to make sure that this things get ironed out between you and them, and that is why you've got the card of commitment. Stay committed to clear this up with the other person and not leave it in between. Okay, so commit to sorting it out, resolving it. What happens after that is another thing, but at least stay committed that yes, I will stay with this till we are both okay with with everything. So you need to put in effort and don't give up on that effort, at least not in the third week of September. Fourth week of September, we have deep freeze. Things won't be moving in the fourth week. Pretty cold time as well. Got the Five of Cups, yeah, because you're looking back at the past, with respect to this relationship, and just analyzing it, going back to it, revisiting it, feeling unhappy about what happened, what did not happen, what could not happen. So it's a cold time, because you'll be focusing more on the unpleasant aspects of your relationship. Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. However, with that little bit of that cold time, being there. You will, you will be able to, you'll be able to deal with that. Why? Because I've got the Ace of Pentacles. As you, just go through your past one more time, a few things are going to come about for you. And once you resolve those few things, then you will be able to move forward. You will be ready to move forward. Whether you move forward in the 4th week of September or no is another thing. But inside of you, you will know that yes, this is the right time to move forward. It's a good time. It's a time to start something, coming out of that cold period, where you were feeling very lonely, unhappy, miserable, sad, right? A cold time in life. You'll experience it for a short while, but you'll start coming out of it now. Because you see, every time things come up with people with whom we've had a slightly checkered past, we do need to revisit the past so that we can clarify things, from your side as well as from the other person's side. So you do get into that, time again, you get into those feelings again, you get into that space once again. Once all of that is done, because you will stay committed to clearing it, then that deep freeze is going to get over. You will start coming out, things will start thawing, your heart will heal, the emotions will start flowing, which are being so rigidly held in your heart. Okay, it will start melting, things will start flowing, and you'll start moving on. So doing all of that is going to disturb you a little, but at the end of it, you'll come out of it as well, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you'll be ready to move on to something, and something better at that. Let me get one card for you from this. See, you've got 2 sixes, right? Here you've got a lot of 2s, 3s and 6. Your 3 2s are also 6. So here it is all about love and harmony coming in, and using a lot of your wisdom and intuition, and to sort out whatever comes up in this month. Be observant of what's happening around you. Pick up clues. You'll get a lot of information, even if you don't feel very good about what's happening, but that turnaround is going to come where you will be able to resolve something in a very good way, because with these numbers coming in, it shows forward movement and in a harmonious way. Embrace your freedom. You will be free from whatever the past was holding you. I mean, whatever past you were holding on to, Scorpio, emotionally, right? This month has that opportunity of setting you free from that, because that's where your freedom is, that's where your Ace of Pentacles is. Now you can go wherever you want to go, because you're being freed of that, right? So when you are dealing with this relationship, you need to be more practical rather than getting swept away by your emotions, right? You need to be a lot more observant, you need to be a lot more practical, you need to stay committed, you need to have a very open, honest conversation coming from the best intent for yourself as well as for the other person, and that is what is going to give you a beautiful resolution and moving forward from all of that past, right? So with that, it's a wrap of your reading, Scorpio. Thanks for watching.